I guess this is much closer to what a Christmas tree formation should look like. I'll change the right back to an inverted wing back on support, then the right midfielder into a winger on attack, then the AM on attack on the right hand side into a shadow striker. Then for the left hand side, I'll just change the left back into a wing back on attack. Because when the inverted winger cuts inside, that leaves the width of the left hand side lacking. So it's better to have a wing back on the left hand side. A lot of times I like having different positional roles as that gives us more options to use and then increases the chances of overloads during the game. This is a wider form of a 4-4-2 diamond, or you can also interpret it as a 4-3-1-2. Like I said, I like having options. So one inverted wing back on one side and then a wing back on the other. Then a winger on one side and then an inverted winger on the other. You can also use a wide midfielder instead of a winger. Then I'll go with a shadow striker as the AM and then one of the advanced forwards I'll change into a false nine. I really like this formation and I think it's something that you should try. What I'll change one of the volunteers into a carrilero. Then the fullback in that position, I'll leave the fullback as a fullback. Then the fullback on the opposite side, that will be with the remaining volante, I'll change into a wingback. I'll change one of the inside forwards into an inverted winger. And then the DM on support, I'll change it to a deep line playmaker on defense. Then I'll change one of the ball playing defenders into a central defender. I don't really have much to say on this next two. I don't really use asymmetrical formations, but I feel like it's an interesting formation and the player roles sort of mesh, even though it looks kind of weird, but it's something you could try. Stop. We have the three at the back formations, which are pretty much inspired from Italy. They have often very defensive, but depending on the manager, they can also be used to make swift counter attacks. Think of Conte during his spell in Chelsea, and then also Inter Milan right now. So this is a 3-4-3. I like the general idea. I'll change one of the ball playing defenders into a wide centre back, one of the volantes into a deep line playmaker on defense or even on support, and then I'll change one of the advanced forwards into a poacher rather than advanced forward. Okay, so this is a 3-6-1. I'll change Selwood from a DOP into a halfback. I like the idea of having two wide centre backs on each side. Although I might go for a libero, one ball playing defender, and then one wide centre back, depending on my opposition. I like the front five basically. I like how there are different roles and they all play together. They all mesh well together with each row complementing the other row. This is a 3-5-2 or a 5-3-2, depending on how you decide to interpret it. I'll probably change the bridge into a libero. I like the idea of complete wing backs on either side. I'll change Barella into a box-to-box midfielder or a roaming playmaker. Thuram as a deep line forward on support makes sense, but we can also play as a target forward. I can also change Martinez into a pressing forward depending on which team we're playing against. So next up we have a 3-4-3 diamond. You can also interpret it as a 3-6-1. I think all in all it's a good formation, although I'll change the box to box into a mezzala and then I'll change Jovic from a DLF into an attacking forward, an advanced forward basically. The next one is a classic 3-3-3-1 and I don't really have much I'll change. Maybe Alex Garcia into a deep line playmaker but on defense, and then one of the inverted wingers into an inverted forward, but everything else is okay. This next tactic is one of my favorites. I'll still make some adjustments. Instead of Pedro an advanced playmaker, you can go for a box to box midfielder, but that's if you have a more physical player in your midfield. I'll change Ferran into an inverted winger, change Lewandowski into an advanced forward, then change Arao into a wide centre back, and maybe change Stegen into a defensive sweeper keeper rather than a super keeper on support. This next one is pretty similar to the one we just talked about. I'll make the same changes as the previous one. I can leave the two wing backs as inverted wing backs in this one, but I'll change the CM on support into a mezzala on attack, then deep line forward into a false nine. The next one is similar to the previous ones. We have three at the back, then a CM in the middle. I'll change the CM in the middle to a CM on attack. I'll change the ball winning midfielder as DM into a DLP on defense, a deep line playmaker. I'll change the central defenders at each end into wide centre backs. And then the player beside the false nine will be an advanced forward. This next one, I'm going to change one of the advanced forwards into a false nine. The two volunteers on each side, that's okay. I'll change the DM on support into a DM on defense. One of the wing backs I'll change to attacking, preferably the one that will be opposite the one that will be on the same side as the false nine. Then I'll change two of the ball playing defenders on each side into central defenders, as ball playing defenders they are prone to making risky passes, which can tend to bite your team at the end of the day. So this final one, there is not much to change. I'll change one of the wing backs on attack into a wing back on support, and then I'll change Halilovic into a shadow striker. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching.
This is gonna be good. You know how long I've been waiting for this? Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
I don't think you guys walk away from this.
You just make sure people know what happened here today.